The sun went down in a rearview mirror over Cabo San Lucas as we headed east into the desert. We crossed roughly 87 miles to our next location near Cabo Pulmo on the Sea of Cortez.
It wasn't so long ago we watched a documentary on this area. It was great to finally get to this part of the trip, and tomorrow we would see if the aquarium of the world would live up to its name. We became friends with a local named Ramon, who decided to show us around. He told us about a remote oasis in the desert with an epic waterfall and swimming hole.
Right where the road ends, ours began. The jeeps would come in handy as we made our way along the dirt roads trying to find our house. We made it to the house just as it turned dark. There were no streetlights and we were completely off the grid.
The owner was nice enough to wait around for us. He was able to give us a few pointers and even agreed to drop off some fresh fish and shrimp the next day. After exploring the house, it wasn't long before we started grilling tacos and taking in views of the desert and mountains surrounding us.
We just got here. Welcome to Villa Tranquility. We just got here. We're gonna go scuba diving for 3 days. I got my buddy Wyman, Brandon Wyman, Clay, and Roman. Hola. I'm really psyched. The house turned out great. I can't believe it. There's a fire pit, a grill, and there's the best stars and skyline I've seen in a long time.
The next day we decided to head out into the middle of the desert in search for this island oasis. We did whatever research we could to get around on these local roads. The elevation began to pick up heavily, and there was green hills far in the distance.
As we crested the hill, we came upon a breathtaking view of a vast oasis in the middle of the desert. It was littered in palm trees with water in the middle, and in the distance the small desert town of Santiago. We definitely need to stop for a few minutes and take it in.
As we drove deeper into the hillside, we began to truly feel a sense of remoteness. I was not sure if we could find this secret spot in the desert, or much less how there could be enough water for a waterfall. We left the jeeps and began to search for the entrance to this waterfall. As we kept walking, the desert kept getting greener.
This way.
After a few minutes, we could hear the waterfall and the path leading down into the canyon. Through the trees and cactus, we navigated steep, rocky steps. Once reaching the bottom, we decided this was a perfect moment to wind down and cool off. Although you could see a few snakes along the edges, they stayed on their side, and we stayed on ours.
A few of us wanted to find a way to the top of the falls and see who was brave enough to jump off. It was much higher looking down.
Raja had been in contact with Pilu, our dive guide, but due to weather reasons, what was originally supposed to be our last dive got pushed to our first. Raja informed me if luck was on our side, tomorrow we would swim with bull sharks.
Dinner was awesome and we had a great time exploring the desert, but it was time to prep the gear and get ready to dive the next morning.